Yes, sir. So my name is Harika Nelli. I have done my education from Hyderabad, uh, and I did my graduation from West Bengal from IIT Kharagpur, and then I worked for 2 years in Bangalore in a private firm. I graduated as a Bachelor of Architect from IIT Kharagpur in 2016. Post that, I worked for 2 years as an architect. Both my parents are in the government sector. My mother worked for the BSNL and she has presently taken voluntary retirement. Whereas my father, he's an ITS officer. He's in Department of Telecommunications.
You have a very strong telecom background, is it? Both your parents are in telecom. So, what does your father work in the telecom as? What's his role?
Sir, presently he's posted as officer on special duty.
With?
With the Director General Telecom, sir.
Excellent. So, could you tell us a little bit more about the induction of 5G in the Indian telecom? When it's likely, what will be its effect, what will be its benefits, whatever you would like to tell us about 5G?
Yes, sir. So 5G is the fifth generation of technology in the telecommunications technology. And presently, there are trials going on in the among the service providers to show the technology. And there are apprehensions in among the public because in India, 5G spectrum also includes spectrums of microwave. So there are apprehensions about the ill effects on the health. And coming to the advantages, there is 5G technology has improved standards on speed, latency, and it can bring development in remote areas by connecting them to the mainstream, like in health, education, and it can also harbor Internet of Things technology and machine learning.
All right. Has it been introduced anywhere else in the world, 5G?
Yes,
and what effects?
In South Korea and Italy, they have both undertaken 5G on a commercial basis.
I read an article somewhere which was linking the spread of coronavirus with 5G experiments in China. Have you read about that? What do you feel about it?
Yes, sir, I have come across such news. Sir, I don't think there is any evidence backing to such claims, sir.
All right, okay. So your mother was in BSNL. What do you think about the government's move some time ago about two things? One, privatization of BSNL. Secondly, merger of BSNL and MTNL. What do you feel about it?
Sir, BSNL has been made as a corporate arm with the majority stake with the government, and I think it is a good move because we have a lot of private players in this market, and it is giving equal playing field to all the players. And the conflict of interest has been taken away by making government as the sole regulator. But this has also resulted in some employees being given the golden handshake. I think that has affected many people, and also there is Group A officers that have been put on the deemed deputation in BSNL. Those I think require more policy level decisions to be taken. And secondly, to the merger of MTNL and BSNL, MTNL has been made to give telecommunications network in Delhi and Mumbai. I think merger to make them viable is a good decision.
You think it should be done?
Yes, sir.
It should be merged. Suppose you are Secretary Telecom, what steps you would have to take to merge them? What will be the process for merger of BSNL and TNL?
Sir, as both of them are not are PSUs and are not statutory based PSUs, I think executive action should be taken in this scenario. And coming to the rationalization of services, I think there will be merging of sectors where BSNL gives service in the urban areas and MTNL services. I think here there will be rationalizing and merging of sectors. And coming to the rural areas, BSNL will take the BSNL operation arm will take a precedence there.
All right. We've read some news items recently that Reliance has acquired this Ask Me service. What do you feel about it? This 88888888.
So,
Don't worry if you
repeat
don't
the
know
question,
it,
sir.
but it's okay. Tell me something about your background when you served in architecture. This thing after doing your architecture, I believe you also served in private employment somewhere. What was that? Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
I'm sorry, sir, you were breaking up. Can you repeat the question, sir?
No, can you tell us about the private sector employment which you did after your education? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Am I clear?
Yes, sir, I can hear you, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So tell me a little bit more about that.
Sir,
Private sector, what kind of employment did you have?
yes, sir. Sir, I was placed in the placements of my college into an architect firm. It is called Total Environment Building Systems. It is an architect-led real estate construction firm. And my role was as an assistant architect, where I would make working drawings, also coordinate with the in-house services and structural team, and conduct on-site inspections, sir. And
all right, thank you very much. Over to you, Neeraj ji. To ask some questions.
Thank you, sir. Nelly, you are a student of architecture. What place does an architect have in the civil services?
sir, being an architect can bring a lot to the table, where in the administration, he or she can contribute to the town planning, and also in everyday administration, one can also contribute that how public spaces impact the general public.
Okay. Your address in Delhi is Deen Dayal Upadhyay Marg. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Who is Deen Dayal Upadhyay?
Sir, he was a political philosopher who gave the idea of integral humanism, and he also gave the concept of Antyodaya, that every last man should get welfare. It is also said as the ideology is followed by the present ruling government.
In what way? In which way is it visible?
Sir, we can see that in the welfare schemes of PM Kisan, and also to bring more participation at the cooperative levels.
This time your voice cracked up. Can you just repeat, please?
Yes, sir. Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Yeah. Sir, we can see this idea in a lot of welfare schemes in PM Kisan, where we are giving with giving income support to the end farmers, and also in Ministry of Cooperation, when we have put it, when we have established it, we are trying to bring more people's participation in the economy.
What exactly does Antodaya mean?
Sir, Antyodaya means even the last person in the ladder or in the hierarchy is not left behind.
Wonderful. Tell me, you are the director of a foundation called Nelly Foundation. Have you named it after yourself?
Yes, sir. It is because the foundation has been created by 3 members of our family. That is why we have named it as Nelly Foundation, sir. We work in the education sector and give scholarships.
I see. To who do you give the scholarships?
So we cover the Zilla Parishad high schools of neighboring districts of Hyderabad, sir. And there we cover 8th, 9th, 10th students.
I see. How do you raise funds for the foundation?
So we raise funds through our own salaries, sir, that we contribute, and that's how we give. And we have gotten a fixed deposit, and based on the interests and also the annual pooling of funds, we give scholarships.
Oh, that is wonderful. Now I would ask you one question, that architecture has been the source of inspiration for fiction writers also. Can you think of any work of fiction which was world acclaimed, whose protagonist was an architect?
So there was a book called Found. The book's protagonist was an architect.
And do you know the name of the protagonist?
I cannot remember at this moment, sir.
Okay. Do you remember the name of the author of Fountainhead?
Yes, sir. The author is Ayn Rand.
Ayn Rand propounded a certain philosophy. Do you know what that philosophy is called?
No, sir, I'm not aware of that.
Doesn't matter. Rajiv ji?
Thank you, sir. Hello, Nelly, how are you?
I'm good, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. So I think you were born in Mehdipatnam. That's it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So can you tell me on which river is this place situated?
So Mehdipatnam is a residential neighborhood. It is close by to the old city, which is on the banks of River Musi.
River Musi. Who is the member of parliament from here?
Sir, it is Mr. Owaisi, sir.
His full name?
I'm sorry,
Okay,
sir, I can't
it's okay.
reply.
No, it's okay. And you are associated with Vanasthapalipuram. Okay. Vanasthapalipuram. From where came its name?
So Vanasthali means a place which has forests, and nearby it has a national park called Vanasthali National Park. So that is why this place is named after that.
And what was the original name? Hello?
Sir, it was the first name is, yes, sir. Sir, I'm saying it was one of the rural areas, and when it was residentialized, it was given this name.
The original name of this place was Shikhargarh.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I was not aware of that. Thank you for the
Okay, so you are also fond of swimming.
Yes,
You are
sir.
fond of swimming. Do you know how many the length and breadth of the Olympic swimming pool? The swimming pool, the length and breadth that they adopt for their pools?
Yes, sir. It is 25 meters by 100 meters.
And what is the amount of water that the pool is required to maintain?
Sir, if I can calculate, it is they have to maintain a 2 meter of depth. So it is 50,000 cubic meter of water.
Can you now convert it into gallons? Sure, since you are making such fast calculations. Anyway, who's the world champ
Sir,
in
I
swimming?
don't know the
Doesn't matter.
conversion.
Doesn't matter. Who's the world champ in swimming?
Sir, it used to be Mr. Michael Phelps.
And who's representing the Indian team in Olympics in swimming? Nelly, are you there?
So we have 3 players right
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
We have Mr. Sajan Prakash. Hear me, sir.
Hello, Nelly. There's a problem in the connectivity. There's a problem in the continuity. Hello.
I think there's a problem with my internet.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You've connected from Delhi or from home? From Telangana or from Delhi? Where have you connected from?
We have 3 players representing India. 2 male and 1 female of their place of residence, sir.
Yeah. Acha, okay. Can you tell me what is the concept of social control in Anthro? Nelly?
Yes, sir. So social control is an informal device in a society that operates by incentivizing good behavior and discouraging bad behavior. It can be, for example, in socialization process, we can differentiate between what is bad and good, and
Yes.
uh, that by also by local panchayats, we also enforce in the society what is good and bad.
Okay. What has been the impact of development welfare programs on the tribes in India?
So we have a robust development program and administration system in India, but their implementation has been somewhat lagging, sir. And the impact of tribes is that we because they all some of them want geographical isolation to be maintained. We have not devised a development program that caters to their needs without establishing the contact.
Tell me, are we handling the Nelly? You are there?
Yes,
Can you hear
sir.
me? Okay. Are we handling the Jorwas in the proper way that we should be? Jorwas, the tribes in Andaman.
Yes, sir. As per my knowledge, there is there is lot of tourism that happens in the Jorwas of Andaman and Nicobar, where we maintain a distance from them, but there is presence of both mainstream society and also tribes.
Should they be integrated into the society?
Sir, I think integration should be based on their wills and wishes, sir, because integration into mainstream society as it is will be deterrent to their culture. So I think we should give them the opportunities to develop on their own lines.
The IFS is very high on your choice of services. It is at number 2.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is the concept of balance of power in international relations?
So balance of power is a tool that there is no one unilateral power that emerges and it enforces its decisions on other nations. Balance of power is a tool so that there can be a balance being brought out so that nations can rule-based order can be followed.
Nelly, what is the Open Skies Treaty?
So I am not aware of that, sir.
Not aware. What is how far have the diaspora been able to influence our foreign policy?
Sir, Indian diaspora has played a very important role in the foreign policy of US and India, where they have been a strong lobbying force to get more H1 in terms of visas. And also in West Asia, we have good relations with West Asia because of our diaspora and the industries they work in.
Now, if you were to handle a meeting of India with Pakistan, what would be the measures that you would take so that we don't go the same way as we did in Agra? What would be the precautions and what would be the way you would handle a meeting?
So can I have a moment to think?
Yes, please do. Sir, I'm sorry I got a bit late for the meeting.
Welcome. So, are you ready? Then answer.
Yes.
Sir, I think as a diplomat, I will, before going to the meeting, I will ask my counterpart if our neighbor Pakistan's stance is to actively engage. And based on the agreed areas of cooperation that we agreed, I will try to fix more objective criteria that we have to come out with in terms of number of troops on ground, and in terms of liability, putting liability on when a state or non-state actor takes aggression in each other's territory.
Very good. My last question to you. What are the challenges to regional cooperation?
Sir, in regional cooperation, in areas where the region is not strongly cohesive, like in South Asia, there is a lot of the bilateral ties influence the regional forums, and the institutional mechanisms don't work. Secondly, that when emerging powers like India and China, they are present in the regional forums, there is the indirect influence of other powers. And thirdly, there is the areas that are not covered, like maritime cooperation. There is an undue influence. There is no rules-based process that is being followed.
Okay, Nelly, a very brief last question this will be. How far are we from achieving grassroots democracy?
Sir, I think we made immense progress by constitutionalizing the local bodies, but we have remained back in devolving powers to these bodies and empowering them. So the parliament and state legislative bodies have more role to play, and also from the people there should be more proactive participation from all sections of society. That is where we are still lagging.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rajiv ji. Young lady, if I may ask a couple of questions more because we have some more time. I was very interested to see that you opted for anthropology. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
You have some interest in this subject or you just picked it up?
I have interest in this subject, sir. I have, in my college days, I have read the book *Sapiens*, and I've also watched documentaries on anthropologist Jane Goodall. And the reason why I chose this up as an optional was uh, uh, among all the optional subjects, this has an natural science and also the sociological perspective. So I liked the orientation of the subject, so I wanted to study more about it.
Excellent. Have you been to any of the anthropological museums? Do you know some of the museums? Where are they located?
Sorry, sir, I am not aware of that.
Any place you would have seen, visited anthropological museum? No. Doesn't matter. Now, feel free to ask us any questions that you may have, then we can give you also our own feedback on what you have done.
No, sir, I do not have any questions, sir.
All right. So let me first invite my friend, Mr. Neeraj Kumar, to give you his feedback, and then Rajiv ji, and then I'll join. Neeraj ji, would you like to?
Thank you, sir. Nelly, at the outset, I would say that I'm mighty impressed with your performance. And I also noticed that you have anticipated most of the questions that may be put to you, which is extremely good. I was very impressed that you knew about the Fountainhead, you knew about Ayn Rand. Just to answer those two questions that I put that you couldn't answer. One about the name of the protagonist. It is Howard Roark, and the philosophy of Ayn Rand is called individualism. So you may like to read these two also. It's not necessary that this question is asked of you, but yet as an architect you should know. Have you read the book, The Fountainhead?
Yes, sir, I have read the book.
Yeah, so you will do well to read the philosophy behind it, the philosophy that individual matters a lot in society and so on. Individualism versus collectivism, that is the main theme of the novel. So that is one. One more question that I forgot to ask you was about the Nelly massacre. Have you read about the Nelly massacre?
Yes, sir, I have.
Okay. So
In
you
Assam.
okay. So you anticipate that question as well, which is extremely sharp of you and it's extremely clever of you. So that's very nice. Okay. I think you were able to field all the questions, and you also showed a lot of confidence, a lot of poise, composure, power of articulation, good expression. So I'm extremely pleased, and I think you stand a very good chance at the panel interviews. The final feedback, of course, you will get from our chairman later. Rajiv ji?
Thank you, sir. Nelly, you did answer as Neeraj sir said that all the questions very deftly with confidence, and that is very important in an interview that you maintain your composure and the confidence. Now, on only one question that I put to you, I would like you to rethink. I mean, not that it was wrong, but in as a value addition to the answer that you gave on the meeting between India and Pakistan. See, a meeting is a very formal affair, and especially at the level at which you are. I suggested to you that at the foreign secretary's level, So you have to go in a very structured manner as to how a meeting is going to be held. Yes, discussions you did mention that you will discuss, but the meeting progresses or starts from reading of the previous minutes of the meetings that has been held on that topic. That is from where the reading or the background starts. Thereafter, you you hold consultations and you decide upon the stakeholders who are going to be the stakeholders in the meeting. And if there has been any particular reference from this from the stakeholders, that has to be addressed first because that it might come up again. And also, a meeting minutes of the meeting are to be confirmed in the subsequent meeting. Therefore, you must to whatever has happened in the past, you must be very sure as to what has gone on. Now, with a country that we are facing some difficulties, the areas of concern have also to be separately noted, and on that a background note has to be prepared. Now the writing of the minutes requires very, each and every word have to be very carefully ordered. The minutes are drawn up, and you, after the meeting is over, you are required to brief the union minister and perhaps the prime minister as well on a meeting of this nature. And that's about all. So, and then is on some areas, and then the various stakeholders there, you could have also brought in the diaspora and other people, the contacts at the music, sports, all these can form part of the agenda. The last point here is after the meeting is over, you need to perhaps form a specialized group who will look into, I mean, there are committees that are formed to look into and make suggestions, proper suggestions to the government on each and every area that has come up for discussion. So that is how I would have structured the meeting, because as soon as you get into the IFS, you might be required to, get associated with a meeting of this sort. Maybe not at a very high, but I mean at whatever level, but that's very critical. So that is about all. Your answer on the anthro and on the Pentipatnam, they were all very correct, as well as on the swimming. So, do well, very well done. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Rajiv ji. I completely ditto nearly what my colleagues have told about you. You have a very good personality, and I'm absolutely confident that you will make it. Now, you have to remember some of the points which I felt I could possibly suggest to you. When is your interview going to be held?
Sir, in 1 month, sir. It's on August 16.
August 16th, excellent. So it would be soon after the Independence Day, right?
Yes.
So it would be useful to you to prepare thoroughly on the PM's address. On the 15th August, he would possibly be giving address as usual, and the points, whatever he
Yes,
would
sir.
like to say, it would be appearing in the newspapers, or in the evening you would be able to hear in news. So it would be useful to you to prepare very well on the contemporary issues. Maybe he announces a few initiatives or refers to something, so it would be good to you. So that is one. Secondly, I was also very impressed that you are a very gutsy girl. You even appeared before the Central Armed Police examination of UPSC. So you have some interest in police. Why did you choose to? I mean, there are so many other options you could have appeared, but you appeared in that Central Armed Police.
So that was because it was the same syllabus, and
All right.
yes.
But given the option, would you like to join IPS also?
Yes, sir. I would like to join IPS, but in the preference, I would like to take an active role in policy formulation. That is why I've given administrative and foreign service before police service.
Right. So one question I wanted to ask, but for paucity of time, I didn't. Now maybe I can. What do you feel about the problems in Afghanistan, and what should be India's role at the moment in Afghanistan? The situation is becoming more and more difficult every day.
Sir, there is an opportunity for, however the events have taken place, that right now we are looking at diplomatic talks. So India should play a mediator to get Taliban more on the table. It has because some of the agreements that have not been met, like release of their prisoners, because of which Taliban has been more aggressive on ground. So I think India can play a major role by addressing this concern of Taliban and getting them on table, because with no security force on ground, it becomes very important for India uh, to say that it should be an Afghan-led process where all the stakeholders come and get a peace resolution.
All right. Now, let me tell you the following, that in terms of dress, you would be well advised to either wear a sari or a business dress, either of these, whichever you choose. A sari of pastel. Are you able to hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir, I can tell you.
You would be well advised to wear either a sari, a bit formal, or a formal business suit, whichever is your preference.
Okay.
Generally in India, the girls like to wear sari. So you can wear a sari, which would be, with a formal attire. The other thing is that whenever you do not know the answer to any question, it would be useful if you just sort of say, sorry, I don't know. Or if you want to collect your thoughts, ask for a moment, collect your thoughts, pause and reply. Are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here, sir.
Yes. So rather than, dragging the subject or not able to answer properly, be useful to collect your thoughts and answer in a crisp manner. Just remember that the interview board, depending on how many interviews have been lined up, would take about 25 minutes or something around this, plus minus. So whatever questions are asked to you, you should be able to respond with clarity and crispness, right? So it will be useful to you. Now, you can expect a number of questions which you have answered very well. Telecom is something which is always in the news. And by the way, I worked in the Ministry of Telecom, and there could be a number of questions relating to telecom, which you may like to prepare, depending on which are the current issues at that time. There could be issues on 5G, there could be issues on rollout in the rural areas, issues relating to the IT services, and now we have a new minister, energetic minister, who is also from the IAS. So he might be taking a few initiatives by then in telecom and IT. It would be useful for you to be well prepared for that. So you can keep an eye on those issues. I asked you something about anthropology, and you would be well advised to prepare something more about it. By the way, I inaugurated one exhibition, one museum of anthropology in Port Blair when I was Secretary Culture, but there are several others. So prepare something more on anthropology. It is slightly unusual, but a very popular subject which some of the candidates pick up. So it will be useful to you. Then which newspaper do you normally read?
So I read the Hindu and Times of India.
All right. So they are good papers, but be well prepared on the current affairs. It will be useful. On the NGO which you have set up, you may like to it would be something good for you that you are socially sensitive you want to give back to society, be good for you to prepare a little bit more.
Okay.
And finally, I would just like to suggest that prepare a few areas which would be like your absolutely silver bullets and very well prepared. So maybe you could attempt to deflect the discussion in some of those areas and score higher if you can get an opportunity. Is that clear to you?
Okay.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Sir, with your permission, I had put a question to Nelly on Open Skies Treaty. Can I just, in one sentence, tell her what it is, sir? With your permission, sir.
Yes,
Open
please.
Skies Treaty is in existence since 2002, Nelly. Since 2002, and it permits flights by member countries over other member countries. Okay, to collect data on military activities also. And India and China are not members of this.
Okay.
Just thought I'll briefly so that you're not taken by surprise.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you, sir. Thank you for the
Thank you, sir.
information.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nelly. Wish you all the best.
All the best.
Hope to see your name in the list of successful candidates and on a very high order.
Yes.
So, all
Thank
the
you,
best to you.
sir. Thank you
All
for
the best.
your advice and your time, sir.
Thank
All the best, Nelly. All the best.
Take care.